Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to the long-range weather forecast discussion for November 7th to the 21st. For November 7th to the 11th, that's what we start out here with a rather zonal flow, but then the pattern gradually amplifies as this trough moves towards the west coast. This ridge moves into the Intermountain West. Trough here in the east, you can see it like that. Right, this is what all the models are good agreement with that, even the ensembles. And then as this pattern amplifies, this will bring an Arctic front through the eastern states, the east central states. We'll look at that at the surface. And so we have one system that'll be moving through here Thursday into Friday. You see it there. Then the Arctic front moves through. Here's the Arctic front. And this could bring some snow here to parts of western New York and Pennsylvania down into higher Appalachians of western Virginia. This is really cold air for this time of year. So that'll bring it through there. Okay, that is the main weather maker. But then another front will enter the west later in the period. You see here. And that will form a cutoff flow, developing a cutoff flow off or an upper low off the west coast. Okay, now we're going to look at the period for November 12th to the 16th. And what we have here is that this trough eventually moves out. This ridge here over the central Pacific moves toward the west coast, pushing this trough inland. So what we get then is something like this, a trough ridge configuration. The models show that pretty well. The GFS is more zonal, but still same idea. And we look at the European, this is kind of the pattern that we're expecting then. So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures here with anomalies of 6 degrees or more above normal here, below normal temperature for this region, and anomalies are forecast to be about 4 to 6 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is up to 40%, mainly across the northwest. Below normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence 35 to 40%. Okay, we're going to look now at the period for November 7th to the 21st, 17th to the 21st. And what we have here is a kind of like a reversal of the pattern here. What we get is we have the eastern trough lifts out, replacing it with a ridge, something like this. So for this forecast period, I am calling for below normal temperatures here with anomalies of 2 to 4 degrees below normal, above normal temperatures here with anomalies of 2 to 4 degrees below normal. And I think this is going to be temporary because then we have changes. If you watched YouTube, the Facebook Live, I explained what's going to happen later on. But I'll have more on that on YouTube, on Facebook Live later this evening at 7:30. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%. Below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. That is the long-range weather forecast discussion for November 7th to the 21st. Thanks for coming, Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.